United States, 8:05 in the New York time zone. Going to buy some euro dollar here on 15-minute expirations, 30-minute expirations. I'm going to drop some long 8-hour expiration here. I want to buy a 4K here. If it goes down even lower, makes a new low for the day, I'm going to buy more. Okay, so it's plunging. I'm in about 100 tickets here, 100K. So we're just going to sit, and we're waiting to get filled on the dollar yen. So on the dollar yen, you got to trade really wide. See the scale difference here between these two instruments. And there's plenty to chew on here. Of course, I do have this on the 15th, so I'm cheating. Here, 4 hour. It's about twice as many pips. I was kind of drilling down on that. So my tickets, what they look like on the, one more mistake. Gotta zoom in. Oh, I turned off my zoom keys. Missed the, oh, it's on top of my thing here. Yeah, so I can't zoom in on that, I guess. But, yeah, I got the whole thing shifted over here. Yeah, so the vertical, I on the phone, I look at the market a lot on my phone. So the vertical view really has this very steep feel. I'm an up and down person. Market's up, it's down. Let's see how many pips. It's about 3 times, but it's a little discounted here because it is the yen, so you're paying a little less. But I'm going to start buying. My buying spree starts here, which I figure, and these are expirations about 8 hours. I think we're going to drop about 20 pips here. So the floor is going to fall out here, and the euro is going to go up, and I'm going to scalp out of the euro right now. Okay, so up about $20 here. On this. So earlier we scalped this psycho drop. We'll put them both on the half hour, so it's fair enough, right? Look at this big. You could have traded the smash out of this. The spread's a little bit wider on the yen, of course. You see the spread here on the chart. And here, looking for it to come swooping back into the floor that it fell out of in Asia. And only trying to make 10 pips. 20 pips we made earlier. If you want to have a 5 pip target, you can trade all these bounces, right? Here, stuck under this floor, looking to come back to here to dump before the stock market opens, which is about an hour and so, hour and change. That in change thing, that's, I guess, the thing, if you're really cheap and really a miser, the change thing gets on, that's a problem. Get you right up to the edge of the usage of the margin here and everything. But so the 1 hour chart is pretty fair. I like the line chart because it just, like I said, candlesticks to me are just kind of like, I don't know. It's like you want to eat sushi every day. Like what's going on? What happened to you? All right, who doesn't like an Asian girl with a mask? But it depends what's on the mask. All right, so we're waiting again, and it's Friday, and there was not much trading yesterday. But if you were trading the psycho sell-off that I talked about in the last video, it looked like this basically to me. And for anybody who draws trend lines and stuff, of course, it's all about position sizing. If you can make money from these trades, in the end, is it worth it, right, to do all this planning and bullshit, right? So on the daily chart, my view was last week was when they pounded into the floor, right? And the pounding consisted of all this price action, all that blackness, which is nice. In my course, okay, I do have candlesticks here for the candle people. So these are kind of like black candles. These are the black candles. They're the black bars. Now the bar is not discriminatory. The candles have a little bit of, there is the open there. So if you want to, here's the inverted hammer doji. Here's another doji. A good place to get the fuck out. Like when the market pauses like that, like say you were short on here and you're going, if you're saying things to yourself like, yeah, this could just keep tanking. Say you sold up here for whatever reason, was hitting your moving average, and you're like, yeah, this is fucking great. And then you're trailing your stop. I guess you got stopped out here. You're okay. But you must have thought at some point when they took out this low, this low, this low, and this low, that hey now, maybe there's something going on here, and all this finagling in this box, plenty of pips to be made there if you're a short-term trader, and then of course ripping back up into the previous breakout of the daily chart. This is a daily chart. Do you really need? I just can't imagine. I know there's somebody with a moving average system that says, yeah, that's just where I got out. Or they had a trailing stop. They sold here. They had a trailing stop here. They got stopped out. They go, well, dude, I made 40 pips. There's that guy, right? He's going to argue that he made money because X. But, and of course here, I would buy everything below that, which I kind of did this morning. I bought everything below the low of the previous day, and my scalp is right here. Like I don't have to be on the 1 minute chart. Here's a tick chart. We're waiting for stocks to open. There's probably news at 9:30. I don't think there is any news. I think they gave up on the news. It's funny how the markets were able. It was a little rough trading because I like to trade the news. So when there was no news during this shutdown, I thought, what the fuck's going on now? Like, okay, well, I guess my system doesn't need any news because even if the news does come out, the trade's over faster. It seems like the market can't go sideways forever, so it's going to break out one way or the other. Are you going to trade the break and run? Are you going to immediately or bracket it with buy stops, sell stops? Sure. If you got ratios that are like, if you left 5-1, then you can survive the chatter of losing a few tickets on the explosion. But right? The whole thing is it's which how long do you want to wait to get paid? So I've been in trades where make a ton of money because you buy a ton down here and you hold that thing till here, or you're okay making in 5 days making this up and down bullshit because you can see we went up and down without any type of is that a bullish or bearish candle. And the way to just keep cleaning up all of the Gartley patterns in your head to kind of delete that problem of thinking there's some holy grail that trading is like what that guy Harrison Ford was doing if he traded forex. And I know there's a lot of that lore because of people playing games and stuff that are ridiculous, right, on their computer. So they think that the world's somehow like Minecraft, and that's the only one I'm familiar with. My friend's brother plays that, and yeah, that's a little bit like, dude, really? Can't you just stare at like the wallpaper? What would be the difference? I don't know. Can you just draw on how about you draw on the wall something original with a crayon? Go back to that one. That's always a good standby doodle. Yeah, noodle and get out of one of those Post-it notes and just write nonsense would be better. But we don't live in that world. Everything's digital and everybody's expecting a certain type of presentation. I notice musically now, the genre There's a million genres. Country, they need a, what is it, dubstep or whatever. Lo-fi country. We got to start blending it a little bit. You got to work on that. Get it something in a C or G chord, and then just twangify it, but have a little scratch. Get some country albums and scratch those. Fuck scratching the fucking Beastie Boys. What Beastie Boys? Jesus fuck. Anybody ever fucking buy one of those albums? I mean, who actually bought one of those albums? Anyways, I heard it on radio. It's like the Clash. Okay, they're cool, but did you buy the album? I don't know. I guess I was too deep into this psychotic stuff. Purple Haze days. Okay, so we're waiting for either 8:30. It's going to beat down. They're going to fill more of my 15-minute expirations I have pending. So I'll let the market come to me. I try not to trade the market. I'm rarely correct about the amount of pullbacks. So for me, limit entry has been the cure for any type of trying to think that, oh no, this is the bottom here. It couldn't go any lower. Of course, every time you would buy, you would assume, well, I'm buying the bottom. Like, who would buy if they didn't think it was the bottom? Like the Epstein, that Epstein guy. You mean that one? No, just some other guy named Epstein. Take your pick. Don't be so picky. So I'm under pressure here. I'm going to draw down on some of these top tickets still. But my approach is, we'll just buy more. Fuck them. So I have a very anger type of approach too. Like a non-angry person in Canada. If I was in Canada, I'd be like the non-angry trader, the beer, lush forex. Just beard them. What kind of beer? Call in. I get a live stream going and call in and tell us what beer you're drinking this morning. The problem with stuff like that, YouTube be like, are you encouraging people to get drunk? You can't even say, these people are saying unalived, and how about uncoffined? Can't we step it up? Isn't there something, the ultra advanced, here's some activity here. It looks like everybody's getting all frisky. Oh, must be something coming out at 8:20. That used to be the bond market opening. I don't know if anything ever closes anymore. Didn't they go for a full tilt stock market's open on the weekends to try to compete with Bitcoin being open on the weekend now? What's next with these people? What's their agenda? I like how that erases everything. Is that a new feature? I don't know. This fucking software. You never know. It's thinking for you. So yeah, everything below here. This is a 10 pip grid. I get my brain around 10. That's the other thing. I just care about how many pips I'm making. I know these are beautiful patterns, and I know if Harold sold up here, and look at this beautiful top tick Tom. He doesn't hit these guys, but look at this nice 20 pip window. Like, is that low risk entry or what? Put a stop up here. This is even Akil Stokes would take this trade. It's probably a Gartley pattern if you think about it. Doesn't this kind of look like one of those wings of a Gartley? That's the nice thing about the line chart. You can see the Gartleys here, and then you're selling like a whore. But then, of course, what if it goes like this, and you sold like a whore, and you put a stop up here? You're like, yeah, they won't get my stop, but yeah, they end up getting your stop, right? What happens if that happens? My Psycho Killer movie's playing in the background. I'll just probably get sued now. Hit the wrong tab. Yeah. So here it is. 8:20. Look at this. 10 seconds in. Big fucking rally. Oh, sorry. Can't swear on YouTube anymore. I know. I know this is not adult content. I put that on my list. This is not adult content. Okay, here's the backlash. 30-minute beautiful pattern there. It's called the failure swing to tank on the 15-minute line chart. Now we just wait for it to come up into here. We scalp out and we go back, take a nap, come back and put more limits in. So this is the big pivot, right? The first scalp was here. So we took our 10 pips off the floor. So it climbs back out of the hole. You know the old story. Look at all this chatter, all that blackness before it falls. Like that's the, oh, well, what are we going to do here? And then I get it. If you put a buy stop here, right, let's not forget the goobers. I put a sell stop here, buy stop here, and well, they filled that sell stop, and I took my 10 pips. I took my 20 pips, right? 30 pips. If you sold on limits, though, you took 30. Now, if you sold on a limit here, top tick Tommy, just next the previous 12 hours. I'll put 12-hour blocks in here to make it really simple. The simpler, the better. I split the day in half. This is 5 a.m. This is 5 p.m. So this literally from 5 p.m., if you had been short here, you had a chance to sell the trap, the fake breakout north on the 15. Hold the whole fucker until 5 a.m. Get out and go, yeah, pretty good. Okay, let's buy more. If they take out the low of 12 hours, you kind of want to buy that, right? If at least for the scalp, get out. Okay, you're done for the day. I mean, I don't get what all the fuss is about. If you can't see that trade, you just shouldn't be trading. I know you got your moving averages and you're thinking, well, I'm just going to have a dashboard that tells me in the morning what currency. Remember the heat map? I don't know if people still trade this shit. Consensus of traders. Well, but are we talking about a 5-month trade position? Position trading. That's what's considered to be position trading, intermediate trading, and scalping. I guess this is scalping. That's right. There, I said it. I'm a scalper. So I need to make money from high probability trades. And I need to at least take the 10, 20, 30 pips off the table because I'm getting in martingale style. The deeper it goes, the more I'm buying. So I really have to start saying, well, I got to get out of that. Now, they're bigger trades. And you'd say, well, why don't you just wait for that entry? I don't know that the market's going to keep tanking. So what? Well, when it goes into the vacuum, is this going to be just a dippity-do, or is this going to be a full-on assault crush? That's the question. That's the question. Here it is coming up on the bottom of the hour. So this 10-pip window here is crazy. Look at all this blackness here. Right? All the people that are making... Don't forget, there's people around you making 5 pips in a giant $3 million position. They're like, bing, bing, bong, bing. I'm not that guy. I'm not going to sit there and worry about that minutia, and I'm not going to trade that size just to do that, because this is retail trading. This is a 2-pip spread. Now, if the spread was like 0 because it was a $1 million account, sure. And people ask me about the 1-minute chart. Yeah, that would be your trade. That's fucking obvious trading. You got your finger on the trigger. You're bing, ding. There was a guy that called me. I don't know if he's trading like that. Maybe he was. He said he lived in a White House on a White Coast down in, I don't know, high-end place. He had a little kid. He was going to teach his kid to hit the button. Yeah, the kid's got to know, like, that thing has to be preset to take your 3 and 8 pips. You're not going to make 400 pips off a 3-pip stop, typically, in a size that's going to be like, yeah, $4 million position, 3-pip stop, got in, made 500 pips. Okay, I guess. How often can you do that? Like, that's the thing. In your mind, you're thinking, well, tight stop, how tight? And people do think about that. Infinite profits off a very small entry. Here we go. So, 1-minute chart. What can you glean from 1-minute chart? Well, you'd have to be in this trade. You'd literally be like, all right, here's the breakout of the triangle. You scalp to the floor. Now what? It's consolidating again. Oof. Buy a little bit here, make 3 pips, get out. Big giant trigger pull or wait? I'd say wait, put in a limit. And if you're really going to trade like that, really that size, just put a limit down here with a stop here and a target here, and it's a really big ticket. Here comes this. Now we have 4 minutes to hit this. There'll be psychosis here, I'm sure. So this next 10 minutes is psychosis. And the blackness is all this monkey business here. And then it finally spills out. That's the 1 minute chart. Okay, it comes back in. Sellers are coming in at the breakout point. Again, people take that's a chunk. If you're trading really big, you're like, yeah, get out. Just made $3,000. Thanks. Right. That's your trade. Like, are you this kind of trader? Oh yeah, just like 500 people to how to make $3,000 a day. All right, here, you sell here, hold till here, get the fuck out. Buy here. Right. If it's a good place to get out, it's a good place to get in. Hold to here, get the fuck out. Wait for it to come down here, buy. Get the fuck out right now. I mean, that's how you make money. Now, if you're going to hold this thing through some giant swing that you have in your mind, and maybe you're accumulating everything in here this morning, and you are going to hold it from here till noon, sure, but by the end of the day, it could be all the way back to here. Like if your target's here, like this thing's just going to go berserkoid. And, let's face it, once it starts cleaning house and coming back from repression, so all the repressed energy from, what you probably see, gas hits $2.50 a gallon, which when it happens here, it's going to be, in fact, I don't want to be on the road because I can already see people are driving like 90 miles an hour or something. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Something's brewing. People are just too rascally. And when it gets cold out, I don't know. Something happens. Holidays are a little tense. People are tense. And people don't know how to drive typically. And then you got people that don't drive all year and then they drive. So I'm seeing all sorts of car accidents now. It's wonderful. All right, so waiting for the infamous bottom of the hour. And look at this, breaking out on that 1 minute chart. It's breaking out. See it? See this this slanted rooftops here on the 5? About to break that shit out. Oof, a big storm under the floor here. A lot of controversy, a lot of blackness. Look at this. Ding, 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 ding. I mean, who's getting their bell rung here? And then, is it really that difficult to read a market? I don't understand all this. Well, we're using the so-and-so volume market profile. That's what we recommend. How much money you got, sir? Right this way. We only charge $40 commission for every thought. Right this way, sir. Oh, no, what kind of car do you have? A Rolls Royce. Okay, right this way. Tina will take care of you. No, she's good. No, she looks like a dumb blonde, but no, she actually smart and hot. Yeah, it's rare. We got her from the Epstein farm. Can you say that? What can you say on YouTube? This is a new game. So this is my target. Right up in here. Oof. Let's see it. Oh, look at that tick chart. That's frisky. Heavy hitters just bought that. Oh, yeah, because it's itching. It's 8:30. Oh, we got 5 seconds till the bottom of the hour, and then we get that 5-second window. We can just punch straight up. Hit me. Get the fuck out of this goddamn market. Fuck these fuckers. Manipulating the market around my account like this. How dare you? I'll be a son of a bitch. All right, so let's smack straight up here. I'm over it. Let's close the gap and jump the creek here. Actually, the first target's here. So don't be surprised. That's why I'm scalping out all along the way here, all along the watchtower. So that's the 5 pip targets getting hit. Let's go back to the, take a peek at the yen. So the yen's a long way from filling my deep state entries down here. That's a sleeper trade in the background. My main concern is this scalp. Just getting the hell out of this thing before stocks open in 1 hour. So we just closed out that 5 minute. We're about to close out the 5 minute. So a lot of people are out of this trade already, right? We're banging on resistance here. We'll put a block in for that. Okay, so we got to crush through this wedge and then start taking that stuff out. And that's just how it is. So to me, it's like under pressure. You're under the floor here. You just wait it out. Now I'm buying limits again. So what I do is I say, well, you know what? I really still like the trade. I don't want to buy at the market. So what I do is I put in my 15-minute expirations that are pretty shallow, about 4 pips deep. Put a 3K in here like this. And that's actually pretty conservative. It's pretty deep. That's just a 3K. So I'm in about 100K right now. But hey, we could come back here. Now wait a little bit before I punch it again. These are 15-minute expirations. Here's a 30-minute expiration. But a lot of people would buy at the market right now. I think it's very tempting. It's got that look. It's setting up for that. You know, here's the 1 minute. Pulled back on the 1 minute. You could justify pulling the trigger there. Right, nobody's going to accuse you of being a moron if you buy every pullback on the 1 minute. If you're trying to build a position long under the floor here before you take off, every 1 minute it's down, you fucking buy. That's another thing. Why aren't you buying every sell-off? You'd buy this one. Every dramatic sell-off is a trigger for me to buy. Like if I see this sell-off, I'm buying there, buy here, buy this one. Probably buy this one. Buy this one for sure. But if you're very aggressive, you're going to buy this sell-off, that one, that one, that one. Every time you see it going down, you're like, give me another one, give me another one. So the 1 minute chart, people say, what about the 1 minute chart? Well, what are you doing with it? I mean, if I got filled on my limits down here on the crush, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just not in big enough. When it comes back and this bottom becomes a top on the 1 minute, I'd buy. Maybe I think, you know what? I'm still not in big enough. I'd buy here and buy here. And if I'm really aggressive, I'd probably buy for the whole time this is. I probably, you could make a chart that just has the session of only your entry window, right? So your time block, I'm running a 12-hour time block behind me here. I can see, I'll split the day in half, 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's too hard. It's too easy to fuck up. Okay, now we're starting to cash out. Now some people are buying. They're like, or they got buy stops here, right? I got you. They got buy stops, or they're getting stopped out of their shorts now. But I'm just buying this to try to make 10 to 20 pips into the opening of the stock market. And then maybe it rips down and I'll buy even more. So I'll trail on buy limits. And that's my approach. Go to the 5. Okay, so we broke out, but it's a trap. Sellers are coming in right there. You can see it. Watch, it might even pull back now. So blow by blow. Is it really that complicated? Is it really that complicated to describe what's going on here? There's buyers and sellers. Yeah. Well, how you make money depends how big you trade and how tight your target is and how tight your stop is and what time frame. On the 15 minute, looks like, yeah, dude, that's fucking amazing. Like, let that thing come back to here. If you already made your 10 pips, then, I have to keep making the 5, 10, 8, 9, 16, 14, 32, 24 pips in a spectrum because it got in a spectrum, got in on a crush area, got into up to 5 standard lots into a hole. How deep is the hole? So how deep is your love? And if it keeps like here, the yen, if it ever comes down here, that's a no-brainer. I buy everything. You see all my limits stacked up here. Now, by the end of the day, you could come crushing down. Have you ever seen a yen move? Just look at the chart. It's a 4-hour chart, dude. This thing comes crushing down like this. And if you started buying here on this crush and you can handle that, you'd make money right to this, and it's over. It's a 4-hour chart, so that's mind-blowing pattern. If you could afford this, buy. You bought here, you dumped. You bought here, you bought the ranch because look at this nick the wick on a weekly. Wow. Now, a lot of people wouldn't hold that. Now, that is an example of the 10 pip stop to make 400 pips or whatever that is, 300 pips. There's your example. Yeah, and page number 48 of my Gartley entry. Yeah, but look at this one. Nick the wick here and nice scalp. Didn't quite make it to here, but then if you held, it would actually take this out. 4-hour chart. So you probably want to buy this pullback. So if I'm always buying, now here, I think we're going to have to get to here. And like here's the biggest buy next week. I will never, like this is guaranteed buy territory for the rest of my life. If I live till next week. So, yeah, that's dumb shit entry. Wick trading. So I'm a wick trader. I'm scalping. And any way to put it, somebody asked what the point of the channel is. I guess just to educate people. Take the Gartley out of your recipe. Sure, it's fun to entertain that, just like it is to entertain that when you put Wizard of Oz on it, cues up to some music that you like. Turn off the Wizard of Oz thing. All movies cue up to everything. Doesn't matter, your brain puts it together. It has to make sense out of stuff or your head would explode. So that's why people use the Gartley pattern. Make it make sense. Well, can't you see on page 144 of this book? It's QAnon trading is what it is. Can you say that? I'm using my Q robot. Q pivot. That looks like a good buy again, all over again. So let's do it again. So here's another half-hour stack, and I'm really going to stack in more. So the more I click this, the more I put myself into a possibility of buying this on one last retest before stocks open. See the sellers came in there? I just said, didn't I just say that? Look, there's sellers there. Look at them pull it back. As soon as you nick this, every time you nick a wick, there's some guy selling that. Oh, trapped you there. Oh, got you there. Got you there. Like, so that's what they're saying. Well, they manipulate the price and they stop me out. Yeah, because you didn't. In the window that you're trading, you don't know where the exits are. So if you're a guy literally and try to trade this wick to wick, man, you got to do a lot of trading, and the spread is this wide. How much money can you make? Not much. So as you go up in time frame, and the swing trader wouldn't even notice this. So when I swing trade here, I don't notice the spread, right? It wouldn't even bother you. But yeah, if you're going to trade like that, yeah, you're going to put about 10 grand in an account. You get a broker that's got the spread goes to zero. It's near zero, and maybe it widens to 0.5. At worst, it's a half a pip. And on news, it's going to go to like 100 pips because that's the only thing about this broker. It's sitting at fixed. So But it's easier to trade a robot, or just easier to trade the news here on these. Well, everything. You're just paying the premium. You're paying the protection. It's like what was that? Well, Guido comes to your place and wants to tax you because it's a terrible thing happened to your forex account. Oops. Well, I guess Well, the news came out, and that stuff happens. Oh, get ready. So pull back here. Nice setup. That's what that guy was talking about in the video. Just set up by that pullback right there, ready for the lunge now, north. We made it through the 10 minutes past the bottom of the hour. We made it through that threshold. Now it's all about going north. The northern climb. Clean up the charts, start over. Very simple. We want to make it to here. We want to make it to this congestion. They call that black stuff. That's going to be the big exit. The first target's going to be the floor from the previous day. Right? The buy today was to buy below that and scalp to that, which was this exit. Right? And then to buy more below here. So to buy low, sell high strategy. But you still got to take your pips, right? I know you want to take this to the moon, but not gonna work, right? Because you got to take this, scalp it to here, like everybody did on the 15, right? You can see the scalp, pull back, buy. Yeah, if you really want to sit there with a buy and sell key in your finger on the 15-minute chart, yeah, it's obvious. But you still have to have the target that says, I'm just trying to make 10 pips, dude. 10 pips, 10 pips sell window. Make 10 pips to the breakout. Maybe it does engulf, comes back to fair value. Is it going to take out and go full auction and engulf this thing? No. So I'm happy to trade the wick. Take the high probability trade. Maybe it goes a little higher, right? Maybe she's a keeper. She's a little drunk now, but, maybe when she's sober, and maybe I could get her in a rehab. If I make enough money trading, I could just... I'm just thinking ahead. Yeah, I saw somebody sleeping. I went to get coffee this morning. I saw somebody sleeping on the sidewalk. First, I thought I thought it was a piece of paper loose in the wind. But yeah, dude, if you're sleeping in front of, a few doors down from Starbucks, but yeah, he must have had a hard night. I get it. It was Thanksgiving. Too much turkey. I don't know, man. And it's not good. Do we need a homeless shelter in this town? Everybody's, it's already a ghetto. Ghettos don't have homeless shelters, do they? They just sleep on these streets. It shows you're a wealthy place, actually, if they sleep on the streets. They're taxing everybody to fucking, there's so many millionaires living there, and they just, whatever. Kind of an inconvenience when I'm getting my coffee. It's like a zombie, though. Look at it. Trying to make it scalping all the way back to the floor here. This is my strategy. That's right. I'm revealing my trading secrets right here. I really kind of I'm worried, Euro trades, tough trade. Yeah, so here was the other buy here. If you missed the entry down here, you could have bought yesterday's plunge. So this was another gimme trade. A lot of controversy. Market plunges into, oh my God, below the double bottom. Who's not buying? And then, of course, the very tight smart money entry right here just nicks the wick and lunges to the floor. So we scalp to the controversy zone. You could hold for the engulfment, which you did get. Came all the way up here, of course, but then what does that mean? Time to sell. So for every buy, there's a sell, right? And then another buy. But then you had to dump it, right? Because, it's kind of running out of gas, and if you drew a trend line on there, you have to say that's true. This is the trend line. You broke it. Start drawing it on the. Actually, if the steeper you draw this, the turnover comes earlier. There's not one turnover, but yeah. So here, I'd say if you give it a little bit of leadway there, but just use the line chart. Don't use the wicks because there's no fucking trend on the wicks. Wicks have no trend. Wicks are entry exit windows. Like, you just can't do the wick trend line. Sorry. There was a guy named Trader Vic. Does anybody remember Trader Vic books? I have a couple. At least one of every book written. $10,000 of books, I would say. Only because the trading books cost like $200. They're like, oh, you want to make money? Well, first the book's $200, dude. Really? Yeah, 300 pages. A book by a guy named William Ing. E-N-G, Ing, William Ing. It's a very profound book. In fact, it's hard to steal because it weighs so much. You'd be like, leave that one. Won't fit in my backpack. 308 pages. Fibonacci moving averages. Every moving average. The Fibonacci series. Oh, geez, to what end? And I thought, like a fucking idiot that went to college or something. Lasted a very short time for me. I'm Mike Rowe, MacGyver. That's me. Like, I fix my own car. I can't sit there and I couldn't do it. Look in this book here. I'm yawning. Who wrote this shit? They're charging for the books in school. That was the first problem. I was like, let's scalp out of this. Let's take our first target. Let this thing smack up to here. Actually, this is the ultimate target. By the time stocks open, we got to be up in here, or I'm going to be very, very disappointed. My equity's going to suffer. Equity and balance. That's what they call it. It's very direct, too. Trading's a very raw thing. Look at people selling that. They trapped you. See that? It's a double-edged sword, The breakout and the fake out. But as you're climbing out of the hole here, not every breakout's a fake out, right? You did trap that, but look where you're at structurally in the whole thing here. From a closing standpoint, another pivot, obvious, is this one here. So only 10 pips away from that. So we just smack up into that. And then, actually, I either clear the whole position off. It depends where I'm at money-wise. And if I think, well, it could still come down. And then we go to we take a look at the yen, see if there's any opportunity on the yen. The yen looks like it could plunge. And there's my stack. Well, that's the old stack. I know I put new tickets in there. Let me just clean that up. So here's what it looks like here. And, pretty conservative entry because I got to tell you, I'm not getting in till we get back to this controversial price. And most of my entry would be here today. And if it does hit that, if that's not a great scalp to here, then nothing is. Then I just don't know what to tell you then. You can screaming back. The short squeeze is in force now. Come screaming back to the floor. Looking the scalp out. And this is that congestion in Asia. So when had you marked off the opening of Europe, it's probably right here. It fell out of the floor. But I just put this into a 12-hour blocks on this template because it's a little bit too much to look at and think about. Oh, this is Asia, this is Europe. Dude, it's 5 a.m., 5 p.m. Now shut the fuck up, start trading. And I get it, the complexity worship people, but you really got to keep it simple. And here it's just about unfair value, or I would say deep discount. Everything below here is a buy. And I'll re-clean it up. Nice thing about that indicator is if I delete it, it doesn't come back until I change the time frame. So here's the box, the pool. And we're just about to take profits on the high probability. But naturally, I want to get out of the whole thing or most other tickets by here. So those are my targets right there. Okay, so we're peeling out of this trade now. I bought in a range, and I'm exiting on a range. And it's about the heaviness of how much more did I buy below this new low, right? That's the key. If I bought more there, I had enough dry powder to buy more there. Because people keep asking me about and it's natural, right? Everybody's, well, dude, I mean, if it keeps tanking, then I blew up the account. Yeah, certainly if you bought super fucking big with a super wide stop, maybe a tight target, you could survive it. Only because it's a logical trade at this time of day. But, certainly buying into a 4-year plunge, and I'd actually bought originally when I started trading. I didn't trade with stops. Are you kidding me? As 401 leverage out of ICBX or something out of Texas, and they were giving me 400 leverage there. This is about I don't know, it was 20 years ago, I guess. 2000, what is that? 2006. Yeah, because well, when you start trading retail, and that dollar yen was dropping for like a couple months, and I was just like, well, fuck, I got money, I'll buy more. I thought it was buying like a stock that was kind of tanking, and I was going to accumulate it and make a big swing trade. No, it just kept tanking. I watched it tank on a 4-hour chart. They had candlesticks up. There was like 40, I'll never forget, 40 bearish 4-hour candlesticks, not one bullish. I'm not kidding. You can go look at the fucking data. This is coming into about 2006 or so. Maybe 2005. And I'm like, holy shit, look at this stuff. Wow. Just mind-blowing. Look at some of the British pound prices. Hell, look at the pegging of the Swiss franc chart when people went, brokerage firms went broke. Okay, we're coming into targets now. Should be cashing out into the top of the hour, and then of course 9:30, the big reveal 9:30 here. What's going to happen? I kind of made this a vertical thing. Actually, market is very vertical for me. I usually don't look at the charts in the landscape view because it just doesn't matter. Talking about stuff from 3 weeks ago right here in the morning, this doesn't mean anything. It just matters about yesterday's low, yesterday's high. And the weekly thing, you know what? Sure, if you're on the edge of the abyss, here, look at the weekly here. So we've already been through the abyss, right? We talked about it last fucking week. I mean, the ICT guy, it's preposterous. It's hysterical. Listen to that guy. He got to be kidding. Like, is he kidding? But look at the weekly. For what? Are you fucking kidding me? Look at the weekly. Yeah, here. Yeah, look at the weekly. Explain this one. Well, what the fuck good? Oh, yeah. I waited for this. Really? Yeah, last year, that's actually a common pattern. I waited all year and I got in here with a fucking 40 pip stop. I got out here. Really? How big are you? Oh, $40 million position. Right. What the fuck? Did you get out here? No, I rode this pullback. I watched my equity slamming back off of this top. Yeah, I watched my equity. Yeah, it didn't bother me. No, really? Okay. So it's just preposterous. But I love that word. You don't hear that much. Very, very funny, old. But no, we're waiting here. We bought this here. We wait for it to break out these trees. And we'll hold this till next year. About right here, be getting out of that next trade. I'm not that guy. So I've never, but the top tick Tommy thing's real. Today it's about the euro for me. Euro and yen. Just easy peasy. Market's open. Quite a bit on these instruments. The yen, that's sold as the fucking sky. And that chart goes way back. High drama shit there. Actually, I've got some robots that make so much money back testing that yen because of the psychosis in price. That's price psychosis. Volatility. So here we got 5 minutes before the top of the hour. Another high drama moment. It's an algorithm. It's got to get back to here. ICT sent me an email. Dude, it's got to get back to here probably not by the time stocks open. Yeah. Another scramble. Now, usually you see the euro sell off into the opening of the stock market, but not today. So it's not the same every day. You know, people want to make this, well, just the opening breakout range. You can't just do, you just can't. There's a 4-hour chart. Looks like a great long-term trade there. All right, getting ready to scalp out. Let's pop the cork. Let's go after that. Stop that some guys goobers got up there. Okay, cashing out along the way now. Okay, so probably let that fly, and hopefully we can just come up into here and be out of about 60% of the position by here. By the time we attempt this ultimate target here, I'll probably be out of the whole trade by there. I don't even care if it takes out and keeps running. So I'm not in for these. I know some people are buying here for the long term, right? You would buy this plunge on this 4-hour because you're going to hold this thing till next week. And next week it could be higher. Like, look at the possibility here that you could be up here, right? If you take out this, the high of the week, yeah, it just keeps on. But I ain't got time for that. Just give me my pips to this last known pivot turnaround. Right there. Don't need no candlestick. Don't need no. Just don't. Scalp it. Get the fuck out. Go home. Take a nap. Get a beer. Get a beer and start writing some code. Remember what happened to that coding thing? Get off that oil rig, son. Getting your hands dirty. We don't do that around here. We're sophisticated people. Went to college. Run moving average. What kind of moving average do you run? Exponential. Don't be a dumb shit. This people, I just love how I just decided to call myself simpleton. I triggered all these intellectuals, these pseudo intellectuals all triggered. Yeah, you're simpleton, all right. I know. I knows it. So when you arrest me, I can be like these people. I'm just a sovereign citizen. According to me, I'm using Black's Law. That's what I should call I should have a bunch of triggered. I should sell a course. Black's Law says this is all black. This is ghetto. This is a neighborhood right there. It's kind of black. I know. It's all the money's at. Yeah, you wait till they burn down the houses. You move in, you buy the whole fucking thing, and you mark it up. You sell it back to them. Come on, man. You know the formula. You know the welfare state loop. Give them everything. Let them rot. Tear it down. Start over. Look at new and improved. Got that green thing, though. Got to have your green fridge, though. It's going to be a problem now. It's very expensive to live there now. That kind of backfired. I think perspective is a big deal for me. The steepness of the market here on this vertical chart, like the more vertical, the better. You can force it here. Actually, it's a great idea. Look at this big-ass tick chart. If you run very few symbols, your tick chart will look like this. This looks like my phone now. So I'll pick up my phone and look at that thing. I have a whole different view. I'm like, oh, look at the 4-hour on the phone. I'm like, holy shit. God damn, what the hell's going on? It looks like I stop hunting the goobers again. Maybe stop hunting the goobers. Oh, honey, look at this. Now, this is the exit for a lot of people. Right back to the 4-hour floor. They're getting the fuck out right now. They're like, I don't care what you say about long-term buy and hold. What'd you say? Let your profits run. Fuck that shit. See this guy? Look at they're already getting out. Already timid. I could dump the whole thing right here. Maybe I should. If I did, I'd reload. So maybe I should just reload. So here is the big conundrum. I think I reload. Like the trade even more. So here I'm thinking, you know what? They're going to pull it back again one more fucking time before stocks open. So they do pull it back into stocks opening. So that does hold true. We got a half hour. So I'm thinking I'll put in half-hour expirations to buy. Depending on what I've already scalped out and how much money is in the account. What's going on with this yen? Ooh, they're coming after my entries. Look at them pummel that yen. Oof. Now I'm thinking I'm going to buy deep on this. I'll put in some deep shit here. Start buying down here now. So this is a 12-hour script. Like I said, this is good buying next week down here. So I'm just going to do it now just to show you how I see it there. Big ass 7 case here. Logarithmic, so it's kind of martingale set, right? Deep plunge here. Now, don't forget, this currency is capable of deep plunge factors. If I think it's coming down too hard, too fast, into my, I had this one written by ChatGPT. Just before we broke up, I had her write me this one. I'm assuming it's a chick, like the voices I hear on the, what's her name, Alexa. Why isn't it just, hey, bitch? We don't appreciate that language on YouTube. Is your thing been adult? Yeah, I have the adult setting. Let's get that adult fucking Android over here. How much are those going to cost? Well, we need to build a nuclear plant just to get her fucking charged up. Hey, look, it's reversing right now. So I could have bought this plant. Now, this is another thing. You could have bought the Nick the Wick here, which I wasn't going to do because I'm too focused on my Euro trade. But this was to be a scalp. Right, you're long here because of that. Yeah, you might make 20 pips here, actually, to here. But the way this thing moves, I prefer to go for the deep plunge target. Here's my Euro. Now it looks like coming back. Can hit target maybe. On the 1 minute, you would have bought that pullback right here. You would have bought that little itty bitty pullback. There's no pullback on the 5, so this is like that yen chart I was talking about, which is the non-stop. Short squeeze is hard. So that price action, price pulses. Right. Okay, so now a lot of people dumping here, me included, just by default of my target. Dumpity dump. Right. And maybe it's going to be, we hold this until stocks open. Short squeeze till stocks open. It's Black Friday. Don't forget Black Friday, too, with all that black price action. You can still say black. Okay. Okay, getting some money here for Christmas. Pad the account. So the scalps also pad your account when you're in too deep on a swing. So I'm commingling the swing. I do have some swing trades in here. But my targets are really, I'll only be in about 20% of my position. By the time this is over, somebody asked once, I know everybody asks, well, how many of those tickets fill? And, of course, the art of the entry is to have the expirations be appropriate for the context of the price action. How deep are they? Now, on the yen, these are deep orders that next week, this will probably be a better trade next week because I just don't know if we're ever going to get to that juicy psycho zone. Now, if you were trying to scalp that floor, you might get destroyed here, right? You bought this, you've already got like a dead cat bounce of nothing. You see, are you going long here? If you're going long here, yeah, this is going to be tough, right? But you'd have to say, well, that's my swing trade. The top of that rack stack of stacked tickets to pendings to enter on limits with the top of that rack, for me, that's got to be a swing trade. Very small position, just for my ego. It's my ego trade. Like, oh, look, I got something going. Somebody once said, you just want to buy the low. Of course. I want to buy the lowest fucking low as big as I can. So this is my way to create a scenario because the scenario has an expiration to it, right? It's an evaporating. So like most auctions, there's a time limit, and when the limit's over, now this is a great buy at the market here. I would love that entry, but I think that could keep tanking, and I'm already in on the limit, right? Had I bought on limits here, but my limits don't start for another bunch of pips. Now here, I got to think about getting out, but this spread's 3, so I got to at least make 5 to 8 pips here on a fairly large position. And how tight is your stop on that trade? Right, so that would be the scalp. And the half hour here, or here's the 15 screaming back. Here's the half hour screaming back to the floor. If we go up 20 more pips, it'd be perfect trade. Probably be out before stocks, out of most of this position before stocks even open. So that's my trade plan, and I'm sticking to it. So, and the reason why this trade is easier to buy on a plunge is because if you look structurally, you're already off of the entry that we did last week, that I did, getting in under the floor on all this chatter bullshit, and then rips up. And then yesterday's big pullback here when stocks opened. So at 9 o'clock, the line chart updated, and you got this monster pivot here. You scalp to here, and you can just short the top of that. It was a top tick Tommy off of that. Now, if we just make it to here or here, I'm good. It doesn't have to take this out and keep going. And some people will be like, yeah, dude, just hold it to there. I got it. So that's the thing. And, you know, you just have to be really relaxed. And you would be if you had $1,000 in your account and you're only risking $3 a trade, which is what I'm doing essentially. Of course, you know, I do have some 2Ks in here. So if I see something, stocks to open is ripping, I'll pull the trigger on these 2Ks, which I have some 2Ks in here. But if I trade 2 and 3Ks, then I can trade up to $3 million positions. I don't want to trade $3 million on this account. You know, it's just too big for the account. So yeah, you could wipe it out. On the yen, you could blow up the account. Now, if you have your stop set at a level, like I have 25 pip stop here. This is a 2K to trade that size. Let me go for a better color. Yeah, like see these guys. I think I have a 5K in here. Now I put it on the big swing trade, and I'm like, yeah, I ain't got time for this. And this looks like a great. It depends how rascally the market price action. If it's really crazy, I'd be like, dude, oh my god, just buy a 5K with a 35 pip stop, which I have in here, and then let it go. So this 35 pip stop to make 22 pips. Yeah, I'm pulling the trigger, like kind of watching it. It's tanking, it's spiking down. Boom, buy one. Boom, buy one. And I see, like right here, like see now this ripped down. Now it's ripping back up, and it's coming up on 9:30 something. The short squeeze into the stocks is going to be up here. We're just going to cash out along the way. Half-hour chart, and this is not. You got a dead cat bounce here. If you didn't scalp out of this yen, then you're fucked. So what people don't get is that, yeah, you might get an entry there, but look at this. This thing's hell-bent on crashing now. Now, if I think it's going to come after my limits too hard, I can start peeling my limits away. I can delete the buy limits here so that we're not going to overload the account. And I have so many tickets in there, you can see they're not even disappearing yet. So we could totally go off a cliff here, and I want to start buying in super deep now here. That's the 4-hour. We could totally go off a cliff. If you ever watch the yen trade, you just got to know how it is. I mean, we start buying here when it takes out the wick, starts going after the low. This is where I want to get now. I'm going to try to make money coming off of this area. And I'll put the scalps in here. And this is only a 3K here. But this is how you have to nest these things to make like a power scalp. I'm trying to make 13 pips with a 25 pip stop here. Because right here, when it gets to the edge down here, if it gets down here today, it'll be crazy land. Yeah, it'll be just nuts. Cashing out of more of this stuff. 1-hour chart. That half hour is better. Look. Nice and steep. Shows you all that chatter. People are scalping out, right? So we could dump right here. This is the place to get out. See how it backed off? A lot of people backing off there. But if we hold until stocks open another 20 minutes, we could maybe make 10 more pips as it comes back right to fair value here because it's such a scramble move. You see what I'm saying? That's that price action they talk about. I know they manipulates the market to try to stop me out. I wouldn't let them do it. So I want to get in down where they're stopping these goobers out. They got just massive tickets down here. Big old fat tickets down there. We could trade bigger down there. Way big. Super big down there. Really big. Ed Sullivan said it was really big. Ed Sullivan, man. I'm just too old. I talk to people, these young kids now. You remember? Yeah. I asked this lady the other day, you ever seen Room 222? Of course. And reruns. Shit, I saw every new episode. That's the room she gave me in the hotel. So that's 2-story hotel. Room 222. Oh, getting that bounce, man. Getting that bounce going possibly on that 10 pip entry here. Wait, please hold the phone. Is this a scalp to the floor, or is this going to be a tankage? Took out the low of the previous session, the last 12 hours. Fake breakout. No, it's a good buy. It is a good buy, really. I do think that this yen could come back to life here. But I wouldn't bet the ranch there. Look how the 4-hour chart looks like a complete meltdown's coming. That's just that dead cat bounce, you know. 5-minute chart, you know. You haven't even got a fucking 2-pip bounce here. Woof. She's itching. Man, this is the waiting game, huh? Waiting for stocks to open. Sellers came in. We could have scalped out of the whole thing, dumped and reloaded. So since I did get out of stuff, once again, I'll put in my 4-pip deep, a half-hour 4-pip deeper. I should run my tablet. I've got like 3 pips deep. Super deep on the tablet. I mean, super shallow, ready to get in aggressively 8Ks on one click. So these I double click just to make up for. I didn't write the script fat enough to get in on multiple tickets. So there's only 3K here, I think. Pretty conservative. But, you know, here's another. I could put 10K in, all different entry prices. Try to diversify my entry. It's a half-hour expiration. So really, this is the best, lowest risk trading. Dedicated 30-minute exposure, and unknown. If you did the math on the stop here, which I never did, I don't know what the total dollar risk is here. I should write it to the side of that. So if I sold this to somebody, I'd probably write the dollar risk to the side of that. So when you double click that, you know exactly, oh, I'm risking $5 for 30 minutes, like hiring I don't know, some unskilled goober that wants to make minimum wage at $50 minimum wage. Here you go. You can have a metaphor. You can paint this any way you want, analogy, to make it okay to trade, right? Because you have to feel relaxed when you're trading. You have to feel like you're just, you know, banging your neighbor's wife, you know. Like, hey, yeah, I do it all the time, you know. My wife just went to work. Hey, Mona, come over. It's like neighbors, right? Mona in the mirror. Anybody see Mona in the Jim Belushi, Aykroyd neighbors? Okay, can't get to it. I'm not Dennis Miller. I can't do references, I suppose. Not enough people in the crowd to, oh yeah, of course, we're right. Yeah, we're right with you there. So buying limits has always been, I just never thought about it. Never thought about it. I'm like, no, I know where the market's going. I'm buying right now. Fuck you. Don't tell me about leverage. I'm going to buy them, risk the whole account right here. Right to the pip. ICT can trade it right to the pip. Look at 1-minute chart. Here's your pullback here. You had two buys right there. 2 buys before we really take off here. Stocks are about to open. Well, 1-minute chart, you could have bought every little pullback here, build a long position. Not you. You just put that one magical ticket right on the Fibonacci. I know. I love that one guy had. You just don't know how to use Fibonacci. Even if I knew, like, really, so I'm gonna put like my whole. I'm risk 2% of my $1 million account on one fucking entry on a Fibonacci handle. Okay. I mean, just think about that. If it works, why wouldn't you risk the whole account on the Fibonacci entry? If Fibonacci works, why doesn't it work all the time? I like that one girl that said, when the Fibonacci lies to me, when my Fibonacci betrays me, I have a backup trade for that. I don't know. I guess when people talk about trading and money, they think, well, you're trading and look at you. I know, but you're not doing what they're doing, and you don't even know if they're making money. But even if they're not, I mean, you don't know if they, like, their mentality for trades might be, well, we're down $1,000, throw another $1,000 in the account. It's just a swing trade. I mean, being right for the next hour is not like being right for the next month. Those are two completely different trades, and the people that are on YouTube and people are like, oh, follow this guy. Yeah, because of the persona. These people got a room that is like decked out, backlit bullshit, and all dialed in with high-end cameras, and they think they're a fucking movie star. This one trend out there where people, they're doing this thing where they have multiple cameras and they pan and scan, and I'm like, leave it alone. Just shut up. I don't even want, that's why you don't see my face. I'm not going to sit here and go, yeah, isn't this, look at the trading books behind me. I know what I'm talking about. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, people will be able to tell you if you know what you're talking about. Well, maybe not. I mean, ICT, I guess I'm pretty gullible. If you're a hot girl, I'd be like, yeah, you're probably not too bright. I don't know what you trade in my account, but maybe there's what's her name? It's Jenna Forex. The Asian chick that trades Forex. Is Jenna? I can't remember. Or that girl that's on the boat. Oh my God. I keep messing up her name. I'm in denial that I watched her channel. But you know what I'm talking about. The chick that's like, well, today's trend is down, so I found this entry level. It was on a Fibonacci handle. I got in here. Risked about 2% of my account, and I'm in the 49ers club or whatever that is. 50%ers. I can't remember what the club's called. It's like a cult. I'm in the no-brainers club. I'm in the simpleton club. And I had a lobotomy. I trade great now. Yeah, once I relaxed and I was able to like not care about, well, what is the guy call it? I do want to do a NASDAQ trading system based on this, but you'd have to have the 1 minute chart. You need the 1 minute. So the NASDAQ traders, you need a 1 minute chart because that trade's over in about 3 minutes. It's over. Trading like this, you know what I mean? This is like watching paint dry. Look at this crawling, this 1 minute chart crawling towards the opening of the stock market. I guess we'll go up then. Oh my God! No, I can still slam back. So that's why I put the buy limits in. I'm like, I'll buy a slam back. It's around the corner. I've already cashed out, so I'm really in a blended trade. It's like breakfast blend. Breakfast blend coffee is good, or an omelet. There's a bunch of shit in there. No, I want my eggs organic, sunny side up, and used with no butane. I kind of want to. Can I just cook them out in the sun? Can I go solar? Where is the fucking restaurant that has? I think I'll open it. Big magnifying glass. How would you like your eggs done, sir? Well, it's cloudy out today. We're gonna have to crank up the magnifying glass. Do you mind if we throw a little artificial light into your eggs this morning? Oh no. Go ahead. We're using it's actually a passive, very organic. We use the sun to heat up the panel. The sun never really hits your, because, we don't know. It could be contaminated. It's just to heat up the underneath panel that's going to cook your eggs. This is solar induced. Why aren't they using magnifying glasses? Why doesn't a guy have a big, like, here's the thing. Am I revealing like the ultimate patent that somebody needs to go out and get? A big magnifying glass, 40 foot, okay? Go all out. It's not illegal yet. Brings the light down to like a 1-inch area, and you've got like a hyper nuclear, like a high, using like a Corningware glass shield of heat. And then underneath that is a concentrated solar panel. You know, very expensive. Deep, though. It's a tube. And inside that tube, it's maybe a 3-foot tube. I'm trying to be realistic, though. And it's taking it in, going, yep, like a solar collider. And it's taking it in there, and coming out of the end of that's like 440 volts. And like, I got the whole neighborhood on this fucking. I'm selling the neighborhood my. Can't we do that? Isn't that the obvious fucking answer? Get a dense solar panel, like a prism type of solar panel, deep, a big tube, crystal maybe. Yeah, that's a crystal thing. And it takes it in and it shatters it into like. Just so we don't have these big ass solar panels. Just have big ass magnifying glasses. Make them kind of pretty, you know, like that fucking. Some type of. There's where you use your Gartley pattern, you know, to build the stand for it. Make some type of 618 kind of angled. Well, you could catch the sun on a Fibonacci angle, right? Maybe that might be best tangential point off of the sphere. You know, if you're a flat earther, then it's even better, right? You just leave the thing straight up all day. But there must be a better workaround than coating your house in solar panels. Making a heat blanket too. Don't forget, like in the cities are hot because of the pavement, the blacktop, and the sun beating down, and everybody's air conditioner running, and it's just hot down there. But it was not a bad summer. The climate change is working out great. I mean, this climate shift, perfect fucking. They're seeing just the right amount of clouds too. Everything's going pretty good. They just got filled on a limit here. So there is a little bit of pullback here, a little apprehension. The sellers definitely took profits. We're buying more. How does your trade work out in the yen there? Oof, nice scalp. So you did make out. Like, went a little bit lower, though. Went a little bit lower before it turned around. Did good there. You done good on that, son. Scalped that one. Now we're buying more on the plunge. Buying more on that guy. Let's buy some more of that. Jesus, okay. It is going to pull back just before stocks open. It is true that the market does that. Okay, let's buy some more. Going to get in for a half an hour now. Because I still think we could get near the high of the day. Great scalp here, though. So right there, right? Is that not the scalp? Now, you would have bought here in a 10 pip window, you made 20 pips. Not bad. Using the old buy low, sell high theory. Maybe it does go to the moon from here. So maybe I'm wrong. It doesn't go down, but no, you know, I say we're into the euro today. And this is my alternate trade. I traded that last night. I traded this breakout here in Asia. So I did trade it earlier. So I got into the market here last night. And then when they took out this high, I got out here. And then I bought a little bit there. It dumped everything, went flat. And then just, well, you're probably going to, maybe take that out. We could get in here. We didn't. So there's a lot of trades. You know, you don't have to take every trade. Although I do want to take every trade. I love it. I love this entry here. Now, you don't always get your entry, but that was the obvious thing. But then another retap, and of course, cashing out to here, obvious, and then sell above here. You know, you got to be careful because you got to trade wide. This thing really moves. Look, we're already up 20, almost 25 pips from the bottom tick Tommy here. But that's the entry window is a 10 pip window, and the exit window is a 10 to 15 right now. Getting those pips in, pad the account. Gives us more money to trade other stuff with. Constantly taking something out. It's ever evolving drama. And people are probably going to sell here, maybe new shorts there at the market. Look at that. Beautiful. So that was, you could have taken that one or this one. Now I'm buying here on the limits, on the pullback. I think this is not done. I think we could still make it to here by the time stocks open. I don't know if there's news, but yeah, it doesn't have to take out the high of the day. And I've already made my equity target. So this drift here, I can afford to buy more. We just got filled out some more. I want to do it the limit way. This is the only discipline I have is about it is that. Because this is a trade plan based on time entry. Market's got to do this by then, otherwise it's no good. So now they're filling me on the limits again, because we could have dumped the whole thing and then re-racked this trade, or we could have traded the yen. So you could take either trade. There's not a lot of money here, and like this is kind of just a well, it's always a process and an exercise. Rarely am I going to make 300 pips or 100 pips or even 50 pips in one day on the euro. It's just kind of a grind of garbage. And this is the garbage trade I'm into. A dumpster dive, you know. But look at the reaction on that resistance point. When it got to the floor of that, man, people just got out, didn't they? They made their 20 pips. They got out. So this is a kind of a swing-ish trade, so I am going to buy there on the limits, but I'm going to hold until stocks open. That's a 15-minute chart. Stocks are about to open. And then I want this to follow through to my ultimate target, but if it doesn't, okay, you know what? Look at these people are doing great over here. Fucking up, they're up almost 30 pips from the bottom there. Brilliant new low entry. Yeah, maybe we're doomed on this euro, but I think the sellers probably come in with stocks open here. Fair value entry to go the other way now for that trade. Or you could put sell limits up here. So I just drop them like this. Like I grab something like this and say for 4 hours, I would sell above here. Like I said, I'm not a good seller. I'm going to put those up pretty high. I'll sell just above this high for 4 hours today for a scalp. So if that pops up there and then rips back, you know, if it blows it out, we're not only going to lose about $15 on each of those racks if they fill and blow out. I can afford it. Here we got a nice fill. We filled those trailing buy limits here. You still might fill more. That's the 15 coming back just before stocks. Okay, and stocks open in 30 seconds. So either rip up or rip down here. Either way. It's not a lot of money. And that's the thing. If it's a light trade, you know, it could get hairy, could get thick. Let's make that a possibility by putting these buy limits down here. Now we go super aggressive again. If it takes out the low of the day, I'll buy more. It's pretty aggressive, but you know that's going to be the psychotic entry. So we'll try to make about $30 down there. And there you go. Are people selling the yen up here? Looks like they are. They're selling it into fair value right there on the wick. So that trade could be over. Or do we sell more up here if it keeps going up. Yeah, let's do it for 4 hours. Can it get up here in 4 hours? Probably not. So this is the how you Goldilocks formula is that you really got to say, well, can you do it by then? What's the chance? Look at the 1 hour chart. Okay, you could come up here, but can you get there in 4 hours? What are the chances? Now look at this. You could start ripping north. Okay, I'll sell it up there now. Actually, when I see the market start to do this, I'm like, yeah, let's get in front of this, right? Let's get in front of that. No, I didn't have sex with anybody. No, I went to Mexico and have everything taken off. Yeah, I went, look at unisex. Eunuch. Look at that, 40 pips on that. Man, what a beautiful trade. And there's really no correlation here in that sense because look at this one. This is a beautiful trade, right? Pulled back on the 15, wait, stocks open. This is set up, top become a bottom on the 15. Pulls back a half hour. Stocks will be open for a minute and a half. And we filled that. Can we go flying north? And then we'll look at the 1 hour chart. Did you really think we were going to keep tanking, or was that just a pullback? Chance to get in on the 15 or the half hour? Right? Kind of trapped there. More fuel to take it to here now and get it dump out of the whole thing. So I could have dumped the whole thing here, re-rack there. Has a re-rack kind of heavy. And of course, we would have made more money getting out of this whole thing here. We have very limited, depending how heavy you're going to trade on the next thing. Look at this, screaming north into my cells. Wow. So maybe it doesn't go up. So I'll take either side, I'm really not going to be too picky, but I know if we take out the high of yesterday, there will be sellers up here galore. So I'm putting most of my sells for 4 hours north, and then a lot way north. And I could probably get rid of my buy limits, so I'm going to take these off the platform on the yen. Wait for the euro to complete. Hopefully by 10 o'clock we'll be hitting our targets. We'll be out of the whole trade. The yen's backing off. So I'm always trading around the market like this. If I didn't get filled, could have sold into that fair value rally. Looks like it's backing off now. But we don't need these buy limits now. Let's get rid of them. Super deep. But just in case, crazy stuff happens, so I'm accounting. I count super deep, super wide on these bets. Make a bet. I remember when I first started trading forex, there was videos that make a bet. What do you think? I'm a gambler? Make a bet. Some guy said you'll never make money trading forex. That goober. Oh my God. Well, one thing gave me. I made fun of the guy, but you're not allowed to make fun of people anymore. Look at this thing coming back. I'm ready to buy at the market here. Jesus, what the fuck? Finally. So here I'll come in at the market now. I'll buy a couple. It's a couple 2Ks here to make 15 pips. I am chasing it there. I kind of missed my. Fair enough. Got in there. All right, so back to deleting tickets. And looking at this thing backing off. Not really, it's still going up. Look at. Anyways, we're still going to delete these tickets. There's no way it's going to drop 100 pips now. But the market gets very crazy sometimes. No apparent reason. Here it's backing off. You gotta stretch it to see it. The vertical view is the best because it really gives you the best depth of market. And when you go to daily charts, stuff makes sense. The landscape view to me, I guess if you want to look back and visually backtest what an entry looks like, but to actually trading, I never look at landscape. I just look at what the fuck's going on right now. Like this view here, 4-hour view. I mean, you can pretty much see the whole crazy world here, like how people would be selling here. Look how that looks like resistance in the 4-hour. Like, man, that thing's just barely squeaking out that scalp that we just did. And now the sellers are coming in. So if you're clever enough to buy here, you know, your profits are evaporating right now. See what I mean, Vern? That's how that is. So you have to get out of something. It's just how it is. I know. I really do want to ride a giant position, and I've done it, but the drawdowns are like $5,000 to make 20 grand. I just can't. So those, it really depends. To fine tune it so you can make money in 8 hours. You can make $1,000 in 8 hours. Yeah, you can make $5,000 in 5 days, but you're going to be in a $3,000 drawdown until you get paid. Some people don't mind. And it's just how much torment can you take? That's the question. So there's a little correlation there, right? The sellers are coming into the dollar yen, and the buyers are coming in here. The pattern doesn't look quite the same. All right, so we made it past. It's going to be 10 minutes after the bottom of the hour soon, and it's kind of like, well, this is it. Maybe we can take a rally here. The last rally of the euro for the week, which is not that hard to see a target that's going to be an attempt to go after this price at least. So we only have 15 pips left in our target for the day. And the whole day will be over by noon. This whole trading week will be over by noon. Essentially, there'll be some stuff we could do here, maybe on the yen, but like it's got to, the drama's over for the yen. I mean, that was a nice clean scalp. It can keep going up. It might keep going up, actually, so that might still be another possibility. And if I think I'm too close here, I can delete my sell limits. This is the only thing I had robot right for me, I think. I told the robot, listen, what if I double-click this and it just takes this? So this way I can get out of the way. If it's going to go top tick Tommy, I can delete all my tickets up to top tick Tommy entry level. Slightly beyond because, the bid, as soon as the bid gets to that, you're in. See how that works? Now, that's the sell column. And I can do a sell, Here's the buys. Here's the 15. Stocks opened on that 15. Now, let's close the gap. Let's go after my final target. 10 pips away. We start scalping out right now. I got those 15 pip targets, the 2Ks. Up $53. Trying to make another 100. Made like $200 for the day here, maybe. I don't know. I made $200 last night, so I'm trying to make $1,000 a day. Can't always do it, but $1,000 a week is fine with me, actually. But so you make $300 a day still. If you trade three good trading days for this obvious wick trade. It's basically a wick on the 4-hour. A 4-hour wick is what I'm trading. Right? This is the wick. Well, this is a 15 pip wick. And then you come flying back. But the daily wick, right? I guess the daily wick. Like here would be a 30 pip a scalp where you bought just new lows. Or you start buying here. I can't believe there's nobody wrote a book like this yet. What do you do? How do you trade? Well, I start buying here. Buy new lows and then get out. Sell new highs. Get out. Yeah, because your target's 10, 20 pips. No brainer, right? See, my targets are right there. See all those tickets? That's the exit. That's the exit. Trade's over. I don't have to. I'm not putting a buy stop here. That's no nonsense trade. Well, what you do? Here's what you do. Let me show you. Get a moving average. What's your moving average? Don't wait till the crossover comes. Don't get ahead of yourself. Now wait. You got a moving average crossover. Now what's the checklist? You know it. Wait for the 618 pullback to here. Put your buy stop here for confirmation entry. Son. It's all you need to. When ICT trains his kids how to trade, first you look at the weeklies. Are you looking at the weeklies, son? Okay, now what's the bias? Come on, you know what is the bias? Oh my God, what is the fuck? Who fucking care? Dude, the bias is I'm pissed. I'm pissed off. They stopped me out of my last ticket. How can I prevent that? Put a wider stop in and a smaller size. Cured it. No, you just got to be a better sniper with a bigger gun so you blow your fucking foot off. Oh my God. What is wrong with people? They just spend too much time thinking. Stinking thinking. Give me another beer. You're pissing me off. Stop. Oh God. Okay. Trading with drunks. Rule 1. Don't joke around. Rule 2. Don't joke around. So, look at that daily chart. Oh my God. Kind of looks like the 4-hour chart on this. You can't get that yen to pop through to the other side there. Good thing I took out my limit. I'm only willing to sell really high on that one again. So basically, if I see the market going up, I'm like, well, let's get in front of that on the short side. But go here with the other one would do it, but it's a little late in the day. Is to put buy limits in like this right now and just capture that, and then buy heavy, so I can already see the next entry. Super heavy buys here. Why? New low. A new low that's really deep. Always a good buy down there. Forever. That's forever a good trade. We'll hold this until the top of the hour. I can see people already getting out though. Look at that. They're like, yeah, we're happy with 5 pips on that. We don't need the whole thing. All right, under the floor, 1-hour chart, a little dicey. Question is, do I buy more on limits? I say, yeah. Let's just put in some for good luck. A couple. 4 pips deep. 30 minutes. So we got filled on those other ones, and I did buy 10K at the market quickly. I always buy. That's the other thing. When I buy at the market, I'm always like, buy a bunch. So I click the shit out of that thing. I guess that's the anger part. Now here I'm buying in an anger limit way. A lot of putting in another 16 to 40K, 16 and 22K there for a half hour. So we could buy one more plunge if we get it. One more stack underneath. We may get one more kickback. I don't know if there's news coming out of 10, but it doesn't matter. Europe's closing. Are they going to try to cover the shorts here on the euro going out the door? That's all I care about is the next 2 hours. A lot of black smashing around here. Big fight about, are we going higher? Half-hour line chart says beautiful buy back there. Hold it till it can overcome that stripe here, that horizontal stripe. Okay. I got it. That's my target. Actually, everything on the way to that is my target, and that is the key, is getting out along the way, saying goodbye to all the harem along the way. all the followers, all the voters. Did you vote for me? Well, I'm going to make free forex for everyone. If I was in New York, if you made me the mayor of New York, I'd say 1,001 leverage for every citizen, 0 spread. The government will fucking pay your commissions. There, I said it. It's like a bus ride, financial bus ride for free, instantaneous. Hey, no homeless people in front of your computer or on your laptop. Hey, government laptop. MT4 issued government laptops. What do you think? Hey, you know the guy, the no income, what do they call that? Fixed income. Everybody gets a check. What do they call that system? Ah, damn it. Oh, you know what I'm saying. You know the thing. Yeah, you know the thing. Yeah, it's the right to happiness. Don't make me repeat the Constitution. A chicken in every pot. $100 in every spread-free forex account. Universal forex, no spread fee. Universal basic forex trading. Yeah. It only makes sense. It's the only, it's so funny because nobody wanted, I just don't get the whole Dodd-Frank thing, the destruct. I guess it really was, it had to be the four traders in New York and Chicago. And on the Kansas City Wheat Exchange. It had to be those people. Hey, you can't be doing that. Why'd you be trading some 24-hour instruments around with high leverage? Don't you know a seat on the exchange here costs $1 zillion? I give it. Isn't that funny? You could buy a seat on the exchange just to own it like real estate and then turn it over and sell it to somebody. That's crazy. What could possibly go wrong? What kind of rigging? What kind of backdoor deals? Gee, Chicago, man. So much money. Wow. What kind of dealings were done there? That's nuts. It's kind of antiquated. Look, I remember going on the tour of the stock exchange and staying until past 4 o'clock and watching the S&P 500 people yell at each other because they traded till 4:15 in the afternoon, the futures. I thought, wow, these people are yelling. What the hell's going on down there? 5 guys in a pit. I guess closing out the day. Pulling back might get filled in a limit. Look at that. Pulling it back. Maybe I'm doomed. Maybe I'm doomed. Well, like I said, we made our balance here. They don't wipe it out. One last move for the Mohicans. The bulls are buying every 5-minute pullback. The real bulls, not these fake bulls. Are you real cowboy, son? See that 5-minute pullback? You buy that. If you're really bullish, you'd be buying that 5-minute pullback. You know you would. I got my stream of pending buys. Let's add another one to the crop. Back tested and forward denied. All right, here we go. There you go. Big stack. Waiting for the conclusion of the day, trading day here. The final squeeze, short squeeze, price pulse up. We like up. A big giant up. That might be over for the bulls on the yen scalp train. Good place to sell at the market, though, If you think, that could be it for the dollar yen there. But it's just about making the 10, 20, 30 pips. All right, look at the euro's taking off finally. Mm-hmm. So the 5-minute traders, there was a chance to get on that 5-minute chart. So you also have to, in the morning you can go to the 5-minute chart. It's tradable, Middle of the night, maybe not so much, but here you could about that pullback right there. Yep. Yep, that was a cute little pullback. Not a 618er, but is a 618 off the ask of the bid? The bid, I suppose. But you have to pay for the ask. Well, how do I get in? Well, you're going to miss the entry. Go for 6-1. Forget the 8. Take the 8 off the 618. Maybe you got some. All right, looking for the final squeeze to that line right there. That's my target. On the way to that target's my target. It's all my target. Oh, God. Yeah, so, this is what trading's about in the morning. And I guess a lot of people, this is the kind of the obvious patterns because you can see the drama. And then maybe it's over. It kind of gets dead here. When Europe closes, it kind of like drop the ball. I'm still screaming north on that yen, man. Yen's not giving up the ghost. I think they do want to take out I'll sell up there. If they take out the high today, they could actually both go up in concert. So they move together sometimes. There's no dollar linear moves across all instruments. So there's no buck for buck move. All right, hit those targets. Some of those targets are not actually targets because they're pending targets from these guys are very tight exits on these. So some of those lines could just be. But ideally, we will start hitting new since this will be a new high for us on the half hour. Looking to take that out now. That was the beautiful pullback on the half hour to get in. Painfully obvious. I like this scrunched in view. I want to see that Asian session. So just using a good old support and resistance lines. So the double top, you can see the double top very clearly on the line chart. Yeah, so just pop this and maybe that happens by 10 o'clock. Is there news coming out at 10? Oh, I don't know. Ask Jimmy Bob across the street. He's in the news thing, He follows the fundamentals. He's a fundamental trader. He waits till, there's a commitment of traders. And he puts on a big position, trade holds for 3 months. You've seen the size of his boat. I'm not that guy. So I know there's these people. I met people like that. Oh, yeah, he's fucking did trade for 2 years on the guppy. He's up like fucking probably $30 million. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I could start that trade. He started with $5 million position. I guess, like for me, if I can get like something nice to eat for dinner and just keep building my account, my retirement account, or my nest egg, right, or my prepper currency. How about that sell-off in the Bitcoin? I'm not going to sidetrack here. I want to stay focused on this trader. But maybe I should do a Bitcoin trade later. How about Bitcoin dropping 40 grand? Anybody short that? Anybody short gold at fucking, So it's in a trading range. 80% of the market's in a trading range. And the Bitcoin thing, I knew we were in trouble when my, some people I know closely. Hey, I'm thinking about doing crypto. Like, you just knew, oh boy, here we go. They were talking about it. And the president had his own crypto. They're getting burned on that trade. And do you think that anybody's going, well, they're going to write it off on as a capital gain, as a loss on their taxes. So, it's so funny. They're getting burned on that trade too. Not everybody's like, what are you, Menudo? What are you fucking who's the two German dudes? Milli Vanilli? What's going on here? Everybody's gonna, I'm the last guy to join the trend. We'll start a metal band. Metal? Oh my, what are you, got a pin deck? Listen to metal music. Sorry if you're a metalhead. Digga. Doesn't make you manly going digga. Doing fucking gent. There's nothing gent about it. It's the gayest fucking, you're gonna palm the fucking bridge of the guitar and just put a fucking bunch of gain on a Marshall or a fucking what is it, rectifier boogie, and you can sit there and now I'll tell you, listening to Stone Temple Pilots is a little bit different. To me, that's not metal. That's just grunge. Now, grunge I like because it's soulful, but metal is kind of like a, it's like grid trading, boring. Grid beating. Give me that grid beat. No, put a little stank on it. It's like these girls that are like, I took a shower. Why'd you do that? You ruined yourself. Took a shower. Get the food. Just leave your clothes on. You smell great. Oh my God. I don't know. I bought this new perfume. Why? I didn't marry perfume, did I? You did not. I go to the store. What's with some people? You go to a restaurant, dude. You spill cologne on yourself? Fucking A. I'd rather smell body odor. What the fuck happened to you? Here we go, hitting targets here. 5 minutes before the top of the hour. Big short squeeze. What's going on with the yen? Backing off. Starting to back off. Starting to feel a little buyer's remorse on that. Double. Got a reversal shown. She's coming back down. Oh. Not such a good trade after all, huh? She looked really good at the restaurant. Boy, out here in the daylight. Oof. And yeah, you got more makeup than a fucking mannequin. All right, let's go here, kids. Let's pop the cork. I'm sick of being in these fucking trades. Coming back to the fair value target, and then the top tick Tommy target up here. Fair value, top tick Tommy target, and of course the Holy Grail is an attempt at this. We will bet on everything we bought this morning. Thank you very much. Thanks for playing. Oh my God. ICT better not steal my material. ICT, you say his name, it costs you 20 pips every time you say ICT's name. He's the GOAT. Don't you know he's the GOAT? Oh, come up on a trading block here. Oh, trade place to get out. Cashing out that trading block. Oh, God, ICT. What we do without people like that, right? How the fuck does that happen? Same way that girl with the big ass. What's her name? Oh, my God. Jenna? It's the attorney's stepkid or whatever. Oh, my. Kardashian's ass. Or how about that singer? I don't know, man. Get an ass implant. Oh, honey, you got to make more money trading forex so I can get that. Oh, of course I will. Let's distort your body to kingdom come. Let's get you some tattoos while we're at it. Let's get you ghettoed out. This way, when I go to the ghetto, nobody will bother us. They'll be like, look at this guy hooked up. Look at this guy. Give this guy some respect to this guy. Look at that fucking giant piece of ass he's was able to procure. Yeah, she saw my trading account. She goes, I could get only one cheek. You're going to have to do better. I'll be lopsided. Well, spread it out. Make it just progressively get big so people believe it naturally happened. Just don't show up one day with a big ass. Can you say ass on the internet still? Yeah, as long as you're referring to a donkey. Clock says 20 seconds till doomsday, top of the hour. Looking for the pop. The 1 hour pop. Ooh, backed off. Yeah, he should have gone short there. Ooh. Oof. Oh yeah. See now, if the market was going to be open longer, I would put buy limits in here and play the buy limit game on that. Now it actually is a buy right now. Look at that. So it's back. It's buyers and sellers are all over the place here. Backing off here too. So maybe we cash out here. Do we let it go? Look to the 1 hour. Yeah. think we should just go up 20 more pips. 4 hours says let it go. Right? 10 more pips out of that? Sure. Got till 5 o'clock. So we have at least 7 hours of trading left to go. This many pips. And that's what I'm using is just a common sense, simpleton view of reality. Can you move 10 pips up here in 7 hours? Yeah. Can you drop here in 7 hours? Can you drop all the way down there? See, but that trade's over. That was a great scalp, though. You know, if you bought down here, you have to know when it's over too, right? Once you've, once you've had your first fight, I'd say get divorced. Well, this is about no loyalty in any of these trades. If you got in there and you took off half the position here, you held it until here, you had to know that the very top tick Tommy, if you can see it right there, that was the exit. Right? High probability range trade. It's over. And the big trend trader, which I don't think I'll ever be able to be a big. You'd still be holding that, thinking, well, look, still go up. We are at the bottom. If you look at you rationalize it or whatever, or make it part of your. Yeah, look, it's a pullback on no big deal. I'll hold on to a little bit there, but what about all the money that's made in this kind of stuff? That's what I'm talking about. If you bought like a bunch here, right? You bought a bunch there. How'd that trade work out? Pretty fucking good. So what I'm focused on is this. Why can't I just make money? I can. Nobody said I couldn't just buy here low and then just sell up into that. Nobody said that. But people are saying, oh, is that a 618? No, it doesn't fit my checklist. Dude, your checklist is like, if you see people that are married, you wonder, did you knock her up and then you thought, well, I want to do the moral thing and stay married? Like, what are you doing with this person? Woof. Like, you're good looking. She's not. Like, if you look at GQ magazine, if that's going to be your, like, template for, what is it? Would it be? Of course, I don't know, the women's magazines now. But take Vogue magazine versus Gentleman's Quarterly. Or whatever, Maxim, the hot chick on Maxim, whatever it is, there's a league there, a very thin league. Those people are not good looking, but you always wonder, what happened here? Does she have there's got to be something going on. I mean, I get the hot chick with the ugly guy, but I don't get the other way around. He's got money. Right? He trades forex. He's a complete pig. That's just how things are. Deal with it. All right, looks like we can crawl out of the hole here. I'm going to let this one go. And I'm sure you can see what happens there. I'm exhausted from complaining. So I'm going to close out my video. Here's the pullback. If you didn't get out of your yen trade, how you're going to be like, well, I don't know about that entry down there. Yeah, you didn't get out. You're probably going to lose. I start buying down here now. So the only trade left today on that is to do this trade here. Go to my favorites and say, okay, let's just, for 4 hours, let's start buying down here. I'm really very conservative, way outside. You'd have to come down here. I got 8 hours to come down here. But we could get it. That's the new low. But that's the new low. That's the logical entry. So there's that. 4 hours says, hold on till we go up about this many pips. And there you go. And that's the name of that tune. Right? This is the next target zone, target rich environment. Cash out everything there. Alrighty, 5 after 10. Hit it. Let's scalp out. Let's be done with it. Let's go get some Christmas beer. Let's go Black Friday shopping. Get a scratch and dent TV, 42-inch, $50. Look at these TVs, man. You get like a TV the size of your home for like $500. Wow. Wow. All right, 2 hours. There you go. That's the name of that tune.